G'day guys, Clint Adams here, recording episode number 50 what? 56 of The Full Landscape with Malcolm Berce from Desert Flower Landscaping. It has been a long time between podcasts, and for those of you that don't enjoy them, you're welcome, and for those of you that have missed it, I'm sorry. Malcolm and I have recently spent more time together as he is a new board member for the Master Landscapers of South Australia, but he has been a client of Waterpro and Railways for, I'm guessing, 2 years based on conversations. We had dinner the other night as part of the board, and we got chatting, and I was like, we need to do a podcast, and Malcolm's like, we need to do a podcast. And so what you're about to listen to is a conversation between us about his background in landscaping and some big plans he has for the future. I hope you enjoy this one. Sit back, relax, and I guess enjoy. I just said enjoy.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Giddy up.
So yeah, I came via the Ed, which is a habit that I've developed through COVID, where I would leave Railways and drive to the Ed and go, "Hey Joe," and he'd be like, "Hey man, we've got some really tasty hazy IPAs for you." And I'm like, "Oh, have you tried it?" He's like, "You know, I don't drink this shit." Then,
well, look, good things other than beers can come from the bottle, though.
Really?
My two leading hands.
Oh, your employees?
Yeah.
You know what's funny as well? I don't know if you've ever spoken to Jacko about it, but his first employee, or one of his first employees, Dion, he poached from the Clovercrest bottler or the Teach Regatta bottler.
Okay.
So there's like pedigree in your midst.
It's around.
Can you pass me my bag?
You just got to find it. And I guess that is
down there.
It is like a critical thing at the moment.
Is stealing. Well, you know the worst part is.
Well, yeah.
You're starving your bottler of employees, which is important.
Oh, but they've got a good system where they can employ uneducated, untrained people.
And they just have to go, do-do-do.
Yeah. It's like McDonald's, you know?
You know, it's funny you say that. They come in like that, but I would very happily poach staff from McDonald's, and I have done.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a good idea.
Jared, our purchasing manager, came from McDonald's as a 17-year-old, and he's elite. He's what, 24? He's up for pro rata. He's 24.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was against it as a young'un because I'm like, fuck McDonald's. Nah, I'd never send my boy to work at McDonald's. But now I'm a business owner. I'm like, yeah, that's actually probably a good idea.
Go learn some policies.
14, 15, get in there, work the system.
Yep. Well, they're safe. The policies are there. They learn money handling, customer service, policies and procedures, uniform, getting to work on time.
Yeah, and hierarchy.
Yep.
You know, start on the bottom. You can work your way up.
Yep. By the time you're 19, you'll be running a shift, mate. You'll make it.
Yeah, when you're 19. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing. Domino's.
Yeah, I did actually did the judging for the apprentices awards for this, and they were great.
Yep.
You know, like 19, 2 years landscaping, 3 years on the tools.
Yep.
And they're, you know, one lad's running a guy doing softscaping.
Yep.
And it is those country boys, you know.
Not to be too stereotypical.
Not stereotypical, but they're used to being outside. They're used to the elements. They're used to working with their hands.
Yep.
You know, from a young age.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm lucky to have the employees I've got.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, how do you have so many? You're so young. How'd you do it? Yep. Persistence. Absolute persistence. I just went through so many people. You know, just get them on board for a day, work by their side.
Give them a trial. So, before we get too far into it, because I feel like we've started the podcast.
Yeah, I thought
it might be a good idea for you to introduce yourself to our guests. I should probably reintroduce myself. It's been that long between podcasts, but I'll let you go. So, give us the kind of 3-minute, this is who I am, this is where I've come from,
right.
This is why I'm here. Or 5 minutes, you do you, man. I've got nowhere to be. Duffy's probably got some kind of like awesome holiday plan, but... Yeah.
He's not even listening to us. He's got the beats on.
Really? Yeah. Are you going to be back at work Monday? No. Oh, you on annual leave? Yeah. This absolute rocker of a podcast is not going to see the ears and eyes of Adelaide till Tuesday.
Till like a week on Monday.
I'm having.
Are you off for a week?
I'm off for the week, yeah.
This is a fucking waste of time.
I'm having a podcast release party this weekend.
I've got all three of my friends coming
I've got
round.
this little cinema set up.
It looks like you're paying for overtime.
He's got you there.
Lucky I've got money. All right. Anyway, we cut off your 3 minutes. You got 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
All right. So 2 minutes 50 seconds. I am Malcolm Berce, Desert Flower Landscaping. Started up 2.5 years ago now. Started landscaping when I was 16. It was just a job, really. Got kicked out of a couple of private schools.
A couple.
Dig
Into that a bit later.
Absolutely. Parents tried, but not for everyone. So, yeah, started year 10. I was 15, started gardening and continued through. Got with Anthony Heine when I was 16. And that was a big game changer for me personally. As a young boy, I matured so quick.
Well, he's not exactly a gentle touch. Like, you are going to grow.
He kicked my ass into line.
I didn't know you'd work for him. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I've actually, driving here, I was like, I know nothing about Malcolm. Like, I know what you're doing, but quite often we do a podcast and I know a lot about the person beforehand, but I have no idea. So that's like straight away, I'm like, Jesus Christ, how long did you work for Anthony for?
So it was 2 stints, about nearly 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be pretty strong to. He's
ruthless.
And I think he seems like the kind of guy that will look after you, but you got to work.
Yeah, and that's it. And at that age, it was the best thing for me. You know, he honestly, in my adult years, I've looked back and been like, Jesus Christ, he was actually a massive father figure to me.
Yeah.
You know, I was 16, smoking bongs every day, going nowhere, just an angry teenager.
You're the one you told me about.
Yeah. So he kicked me into line, which was good. And then we had a good team, and I got that bond on site, work hard kind of mentality. And that was the foundation of it. But into my early 20s, on and off with a few other landscapers, and just started traveling a lot. Yeah, that was... You need to get that phone off, man?
It's playing music.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's all right. So,
it's been a while.
Since you've listened to music.
Since I've done a podcast. I'm a bit out of practice. And I just walked straight in, literally, and got started. But
where's my questions?
No, I have prepared no questions. This will be better, trust me.
I'll ramble.
It'll be better. No, this will be good.
Yeah, let's ramble.
I've been thinking about my podcast technique lately. And I think sometimes some pre-prepared questions are handy if you have a guest that might not be able to answer open-ended questions well. Sure. But if you've got someone who can talk, I think it's better to have a conversation and see where it goes. So I'll just take notes more than ask questions.
Hey, and coming into this, I've never done something like this, but I was like, maybe I should represent DFL, I don't want to come in as a salesman.
Hashtag DFL.
I mean, represent, but, it's a very personal thing.
So, I love the forum, and I think, or the format, I haven't podcasted for so long and I missed it. Like I traveled a little bit recently and I listened to a lot of podcasts and I was like, I need to get back into it. So thank you for accepting the opportunity. Now, so you worked for Anthony on and off. Did you work for other landscaping companies along the way?
Yeah, yep. So kind of wrapped up with him when I was 21. Got with an Italian guy for a couple of years and then did a bit of civil work, did some demolition. Yeah, and landscaping really secured in my heart and passion early 20s, 22, 23, I'd say, when I just grew a massive connection with the earth, with the plants, with outdoor space and the value of it. And that was definitely because of magic mushrooms.
So
absolutely.
Did you
Am I allowed to?
No, you can say that. Duffy's laughing because he probably wasn't expecting you to say that.
I totally.
Do you think that you didn't get exposed to the earth as such because of your upbringing, like being that it was private school education? There wasn't really ever a planned pathway that you would build by hands, and what was the expectation? I guess is a better question.
Yeah,
were you meant to go to uni and become a something?
So there wasn't much expectation from my family, definitely from the schools. but yeah, way early on, my grandma was a big gardener,
Yep.
and that was probably the seed she planted in me. Just spending time with her in the garden, learning from her. So that seed was always there. But then I kind of got into that angry teenager kind of stage. Didn't really want to do anything. Didn't know where I was. But yeah, through good guidance, guides you in certain directions, and like I said, it was just a job, and then it grew into so much more, and then it was just like personal passion that drove me. Started educating. Like I said, I travelled a lot, so on and off travelling for 4 years through my 20s, and through that it was getting that inspiration from around the world, coming back to implement it. Then started studying horticulture diploma at TAFE when I was 26. Rolled that into landscape design with Simone, and my vision for DFL was written out during travelling. So yeah, when I sat with the idea, I've got a massive vision beyond DFL. You know, I've got plans on plans, which are coming along more than what I expected.
So you mentioned you were travelling. Obviously, you would have been having, I guess, various experiences. Did the name for DFL come to you at some point then, or was it?
Nah.
Did it always just? Did you struggle to find? Like, obviously, there's a lot of very structured business names when it comes to the industry, and a lot of them will have construction or whatever in them, landscape in them. Talk to me why Desert Flower? Like, it's something that I've always been curious around.
Yeah. The idea of, you know, Desert Flower, the company we have, our ethics, morals has always been structured, written out. But the name, when we came down to building the business, it stemmed from South Australia. It stemmed from, all right, the name process making. Yep. And yeah, okay, South Australia looked at the emblem, and we basically rolled off of that, and it happened really quick. Yep. I was like, yep, let's get it going. Yep. I was like, it doesn't matter what the name is. We're gonna be bigger than
everyone will know what the name is anyway, because of the behaviour of the company and the behaviour of
exactly. Yep. But then when we got started, and I started getting people like, hello, do you specialise in cactus?
Yep.
Oh shit!
Because everyone just assumed you were a succulent, dry, arid land kind of.
Yeah, more so a typical kind of generation, and it was the baby boomers I was targeting in the eastern suburbs. So I had to fight through that one a bit.
Yep. Chase those rose bushes out.
Get them out. I will install a pool if you want.
Yeah.
But. No, then there's the power of Instagram, the website, you know, and that's where we could really put forward the visuals and show what we do. So that, and I went through a massive torturous stage just after we started. I wanted to change the name because of those damn phone calls. So all right, and I spoke to a mate. He's done marketing and masters in marketing. Sat down. She's like, yeah, it's got to be fresh. Like, what are the connotations that come to you? Like, you know, we went through
another tray of mushrooms.
Shit. What are the magical Maccas? Nah, can't be.
If you did rename the business, what would you have renamed it?
So, mate, a few months in through that process, we started designing stuff for Lemonade Landscapes.
Lemonade Landscapes. What do you think people are going to ring up and say then?
Hello.
I'm looking to get a lemonade stand.
I love lemon trees. Yeah.
I don't think that was going to take you down a... I don't know if that was going to give you the solution you were looking for.
No. And I think the solution I was looking for was me just the acceptance. Total acceptance. Own it. Roll with it. And funnily enough, I don't get those phone calls.
No. Well, enough time's probably passed that you're getting referral work and reputation work, and obviously, like you mentioned, Instagram. People can kind of do a bit more research around your business more.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, got over that hurdle, and things just flew. We were very, very, very blessed.
So when did it all start?
April 2020, start of COVID.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, start of COVID.
Literally, like a month after everything.
The month after. So yeah, March. I was living in Byron Bay for a year before that doing some high-end maintenance stuff.
So you don't look like you'd fit in Byron Bay.
Nah.
Feel out of place?
Yeah, I'm too square. All those too square.
They're so relaxed. All those relaxed people.
Yeah, they're too chilled.
So what?
We drove back for a wedding.
Yep.
My partner at the time, and the day before we were leaving, my dad and brother were like, "This thing's bloody serious. This COVID thing," and because I've just kind of been ignoring it, like it's just another.
Well, you're
flu.
in Byron Bay.
We don't have a TV.
They're still
or
ignoring
radios.
it.
Yeah. Sit around the campfire.
Just play another song. It'll kill the virus.
This virus is killing the vibe.
Pray it away, man. Oh god.
So yeah, they said you got to think about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like people are going to lose jobs.
As in, will you stay in Byron? Will you go back to Adelaide?
Or move back.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
Do you have to start becoming an adult?
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I was adulting up there. Yeah.
Aging. You were the age of an adult. Oh, you were working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was. Yeah. I was in the field.
Yeah.
So it's never stopped.
Yeah.
Ever stopped. I've got books on books. You know, like about design and everything.
Yep.
It's just runs through my blood.
Yeah.
And I'm on the tools so much as well but that's another story. So yeah, moved back March 2020.
Yep.
Sat down at my mum's kitchen table, got my written visions out.
The ones that you'd
brought
had
them
from
from the travels.
Yep.
Yeah. Structured it out, went through the business name, did all of that. Luckily I had a good morale support, my best mate's in business in Sydney, and he just went through everything with me, all the advice. So he was a great mentor. And then I reached out hard because I'm big on community. I didn't want to go in like I'm King Dick.
Yep.
I'm taking over.
Yep.
You know, I got my vision.
Yep.
the vision.
You're gonna need more than a vision. I got my vision.
Nah. I should have been bloody Malcolm Berce landscaping.
Yes.
Nah.
Well, and visuals already taken. Vision landscapes, but you got your vision.
They must have had a vision. Good. Helping guys, friends
from family as well. Your parents, was your parents, were they disappointed that you didn't finish high school, or it was kind of like whatever, as long as you're happy?
Basically, I go get a job. And my dad, he was like, "I'm a terrible businessman, so you will be.
Oh yeah,
you work hard, save your super, and work really hard.
Pay your house off.
You'll be
have
all right."
2.3 kids. Everything's happy days.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So there was nothing there. So definitely my good friend Willie Smith. So, and I reached out because I'm in the vision. It was all about community, and that is power to the people. You know, it means so much more. Just doing this, reaching out. Doing as much as you can to bind with others and spread knowledge and help each other in this industry. It's the first thing I noticed when I started the business. Landscapers are so kind. We're so lucky. I thought it was going to be like some dodgy mafioso builders style, because you hear these terrible stories in other trades. But so I reached out to a lot of people, and early on I said, "Hey, I'm here," even asked for help on a couple of jobs, and that was more so just to gain contact with other landscapers. So it just kicked off beyond my expectations.
So it's been pretty quick.
More quicker than I ever could have imagined.
So just over 2 years, 2.5 years. How many staff do you have working for you now?
I've got 7.
And do you feel like that's the right number?
It's working really well. Yeah. Very, very happy. So 2 teams, and got a in-house designer now. So he's probably 3/4 designing.
Yep.
Then he's doing a few maintenance jobs for us, because that's the side gig that we're ready just to push. Everything's in order. Just got to bloody commit and find that time.
So you studied Hort and design.
Yeah.
So with the design process, I mean, are you? I think you're working for designers as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Are you doing much design yourself, or are you?
I drive a creative force
with
Angus. But he's doing all the CAD work.
Yep. So you'll be like, let's do this here, that there, that
exactly.
there. He will draw it up. you'll talk again,
Yeah.
change this a bit.
Yeah, because I love it. Because my mind, it's like the bloody Terminator, you know? It's just saying dee 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 dee, like levels, lines, shapes, sizes, colours, and it all just comes together. So I go to all the consults with him.
Yep.
Go through it all. I put my notes together, and yeah, we go from there. And it's working really well. And I love that's the best part of the job for me.
The design.
The creative side and meeting new clients, solving problems, making them happy.
Yep.
It's awesome.
You mentioned something interesting before about, if you want to put a pool in, we'll put a pool in. Is that not part of your grand vision? If you had a choice, you wouldn't be putting pools in backyards?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now it's definitely, doing the work we can. Do say no to a few things now, like artificial lawn, etc. But we're doing what we can now to build cash up, get known, get on the map, and then that's where I think we have a bit of more of a stand to kind of narrow in our focus of the work we want to do.
Are you happy to share what that is? Like, have you got a vision for what?
Yeah, so it will be highly productive aesthetic gardens.
Yep.
So I'd like to see a lot more produce being planted out in gorgeous ways, a lot more natural elements as well. Definitely get still the hardscaping, natural stone, but just be a little more aware of kind of our footprint, and try to reduce our importing from overseas and following certain trends. But right now we it doesn't I sleep very well, because morals are well balanced. But I'd just like DFL to be a staple business that other people can maybe learn from.
Yep.
And then move into doing more school gardens, education, styles of sustainability, permaculture, and really go down that ethical avenue,
So you're thinking that you need to have a financial base before you start getting too self-righteous about things like...
I think it definitely helps.
It makes sense. Like, I think a lot of times you'll get people that go protest before the profit. And like, I think once you've got some profit, you can definitely affect change a lot quicker and easier.
I think so. Because if we started out like that, I just think it's so niche.
Yep.
And it's probably not.
It could be off-putting to some people as well. And if they're like, oh,
labelled.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, he's going to make us put avocado trees in. I don't like them.
Damn hippie.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to grow the avocados, I guess.
Yeah, keep them up north.
So when you finish your design and your horticulture, what did the first stages look like? Like, obviously 7 staff's pretty rapid for 2 years. Was it you and one other at the start, or
just
you started,
me?
Yep, you were just designing and building.
No design early on.
Yep.
Just building.
Yep.
But it was definitely a strategy to reach out to designers.
Yep.
And really build those relationships, because
they need landscapers.
They need landscapers,
and I think that's often it's often forgotten.
Yeah, and it's good work.
Yeah.
And working off of a design with a designer.
Yep.
I think that the client is definitely more interested in the garden because they've put in money, effort to get the design right.
They're pre-qualified by paying for a design. It's not just like, hey,
yeah, almost, yeah.
Can you quote my garden?
Yeah, can you come have a look and give me all the ideas now?
Yeah, so my cousin can build it.
Yeah. So that was definitely worked out well, and got really lucky. A friend of mine, there's parents had a Caroline Doors design on George Street, Norwood. They're like, hey, could you build this, mate? Absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, got the banner at the front and
first sign.
Spent forever there tinking along, and I already was running labourers through there, just trying to find a labourer
whenever you
help.
needed some help.
Yeah. Then I found a guy who was stuck with me for 6 months.
Yep.
And it just grew, and from that it was a big stepping stone.
What do you think you learnt? What was the biggest learnings from that job?
Again, I think that's when I really started diving into social media, and you know, putting visuals up there that are interesting, cool materials. You know, Caroline's got a wicked style, so I think that gained like a bit of interest and traction, and that was where I really realized that I had to do more with the marketing and business side. You know, I knew it wasn't just gonna be me on the tools, and I definitely never went into landscaping wanting to be just me, 2 labourers on the tools, day in, day out.
Like, do that till you retire or get hurt or get too old or whatever.
Because like Heine, you know, I reached out to him, caught up with him a bunch of times when I started out. He's like, mate, you got to get 4 junior landscapers in. You bust your balls every day. That's how you make good money. That's what it's all about. Yeah. You can't just get managers and this and that and that. Yeah. And now he's got 2 busted elbows. Yeah. They got fucking operated.
He broke his leg at one point as well, didn't he? Yeah.
So no, I definitely realised early on.
I think that's that seems to have been right for what he wanted in life.
Sure.
So, I guess everyone's different, but
absolutely. And there are different people. You know, people are tradesmen, people are entrepreneurs, people are managers. You know, and you gotta go with what you work with, really. Yep. So there are great tradesmen out there. They work with a couple of guys, do amazing work. And hey,
that's what they want to do.
I was speaking with Jackson at Ground Design. He's like, dude, you're mental. You're mental. Like, how do you do it? How do you deal with them? Like,
having 7.
And this was at your gig at the Alma.
Yeah.
And he was there when Jacko called me like, do you want the good news or the bad news?
And he's gone,
yeah. And so, Jackson's like, that just clears it for me.
But Jackson's got staff.
He's got, 2-3 guys. And a couple were like part-time.
Yeah, so he's not far.
He's cruising and doing great work. I love the management, love organisation, love all that, building the systems. That's what...
It's quite interesting. I think having 40 staff's easier than having 4. Because I've got at least 3 staff below me that take care of the rest. And so I'm not hiring people, I'm not firing people, I'm not training people, I'm not, there's so many things I'm not doing now. If I had 4, I would have to hire them, I'd have to train them, I'd have to discipline them, I'd have to deal with phone calls. Now I just get a message saying, hey man, this happened. I'm like, all right, cool. So I think you can sometimes get caught in that. And I've talked to a lot of landscapers, obviously, doing this. And you get guys that find this happy place in 6 or 7, like the size you're at now, where you might not have a yard, so you're not paying 50 grand, 60 grand a year in rent. You don't have an admin or you don't have an office, so you've got all these additional costs. And once you kind of jump from 7 or 8, you almost have to go to 25 or 30.
How do you do that? Hire 10 people?
You lose money for 2 or 3 years, or you break even for 2 or 3 years, and you hate your life, and you get drunk every night, and you just cry yourself to sleep, and then you get to 25, and then the problems are all gone. No, they're not all gone.
But you still got a drinking habit.
Well, if you're unless you deal with your alcohol, you're never dealing with your alcohol. But you look at. I can draw you the map of the landscape industry in South Australia. I know the size of their companies, their rough turnover, if they're doing well, if they're not, the work they're doing, who they're doing it for, the designers they're working with, who they like, who they don't like, who's worked for them before, who won't work for them ever. Like, I can see, it's like, you talked about the Terminator. I've got the matrix of the whole industry in my head.
That's it.
And I can see, and I can go, if you just move that lever there, you'll make more money. If you get rid of those 2 staff, you'll have less stress. If you're going to stop doing that and start doing that, but no one wants to be told.
Yeah.
Some do. You sound like you'd be happy to be told. But
I take the information from everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, then you digest it, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's like watching the news. You don't just listen to one.
You go,
channel.
okay, that makes sense.
You listen to 10 of them, and you kind of put it together for yourself.
Don't outsource your judgment.
There's no true answer. And hey, talking with Rob Cooper, he's like, he had a business coach for years, and he swears by it.
We had the same coach.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Simon Starr. So Simon Starr introduced me to my accountant, who's now my accountant still, and I guess has almost become a pseudo coach in that we catch up once a month. But yeah. I think business coach makes sense for a period. And if you kind of, like, I feel like if a coach has done their job, you move on after 24, 36 months. And either the coach continues to develop and outgrows you and you come with them, or they keep teaching. Like, if you're going to keep learning the same things, you don't stay in year 1 and year 2 for 10 years, do you? You go year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. So I think sometimes people can get caught up in this perpetual cycle of being in a business coaching relationship because it feels safe, and that because they've done the things the coach said, they're like, okay, I'm doing well because I did what the coach said, but then what else is out there? And what does the coach not know? And is the coach doing their own personal development as well? And are they outpacing you? Because if they're not, what are you doing?
That's just deep. And I guess it's
more
just,
matrix.
More matrix. And I guess it's just
should have got mushrooms.
It is. Do you want to do some mushrooms?
I've got beers. I don't know. Can you drive on mushrooms?
Absolutely. It's a hell of a time. No.
Everyone get off the roads. I'm coming home. Can you coach kids sport on mushrooms?
That would be a hell of a time.
Yeah.
You would get right into it.
Yeah. Like, really, you guys are doing great.
It's fantastic.
So
I guess business coaching would be just time and place, and depending where you want to go.
100%.
Because people have their recipe or have their structure, and that works, so they can.
I think you don't know what you don't know, and quite often a coach will shortcut learnings, and that's what coaching is. You're paying someone else to teach you the things that you would take time to learn, and you're just paying a price to learn them. So you might, like, obviously there's the landscapers coach who exists in New South Wales. I think we've done a podcast with him.
Yeah,
he's done some stuff over here. Now, they would have a very good understanding of the benchmark numbers where you should be, what your wages should be, what your margin should be, how much you're paying for a square meter of this, all of that. They'd know because they've seen everyone, and they go, Malcolm, I've looked at your numbers. If you lift this up and drop this down, you'll make more money, or you'll be happier, or whatever your chosen metric is. I think the issue is that people enter into a business coaching relationship without actually knowing what their desired result is.
For sure.
Like, you've gone, I want this. All right, cool. Who can teach me that? Who's done that before?
Who's got the steps towards that?
Yeah. Because if you just go see a coach, you'll go, hey, Malcolm, hey, coach. Can I call you coach? Yep. What are we doing? I don't know. What do you want? And I don't fucking know. But you can pay me $1,000 a week to teach me.
Exactly. You'd have to be so careful who you bloody get.
Well,
I can easily take you for a ride.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
We'll just keep going in this direction.
It's like almost like a psychologist. See you next month. Like, well, what? Hang on. What changed?
Yeah, what changed?
But I'm super cynical about professional services, so I'm not the best for that, because then you'll get some people that'll be like, well, you've done this and it worked for you, didn't it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's coaching. I'm like, okay. Jeez, can we stop talking about it now, please? So you've gone from obviously that job, started posting on social. Did you underestimate the amount of admin and that you were going to have to do? Like, obviously those courses you do, they're not deep admin, are they?
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's why I'm trying to link up. I've proposed to Simone and David at TAFE. I'm like, hey, if you'd like, you can have me and a friend of mine who I went through the landscaping design with, Dan Davis. He started Eleva Garden coming out of TAFE. We said, hey, get us in, because we're in the real world. He's designing.
Yep.
Me and him, we bounced off each other so quickly and gave each other work, did jobs together, and we grew quicker because we were together.
Yep.
Do you know? And that's the big thing about the community. So yeah, we spoke to.
Well, you're shortcutting those learnings I talked about before without paying for it, because you're learning from each other.
For sure, because there's power in knowledge, and that comes. Everyone, grasps it from different avenues. So picking brains. I'll never go through life saying, I know, I'm this, I'm that.
I know what I don't need to know anymore.
No, I don't need to listen to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've been speaking with them to go into TAFE, try to give some talks about the rule.
How do they structure that? Like, as in, that would have to be off books almost. Like, hey, we've got these guys coming.
Yeah.
You're not getting judged on it, but it's going to help you.
Yeah. Big time. Because me looking back in TAFE, I wish bloody future me came in and said, hey guys, seriously, Yeah, it's all fun and games. It's bloody...
It's all fun and games till someone loses the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's interesting that it's like, if I went and spoke to my younger self, I'm like, well, that was a question I would have asked. Like, what would your younger self have told yourself? But what would that advice be? Like, if you, what are going to be those pillars of advice from Malcolm and Dan when you go back to TAFE?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, not enough.
Okay, we'll take a quick recess. I'm going to need an answer.
No, it's definitely what they're not teaching, like the admin work, you know, the weekend work, the commitment to business if you want to go down that road, which I'm sure a lot of people would want to do that. And yeah, just the real world and how it is out there.
Client interaction,
huge. And yeah, you don't get much of that there, but so yeah, that's an idea to get out there.
And you would happily do that?
Oh, for sure.
Like, that's not something you're like, oh, I'll do that because I'm going to get money for it.
Not getting
like,
consulting fees or anything.
You just want to do it.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, being on the board.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
So obviously Malcolm's referencing the board of the Master Landscapers of South Australia. Malcolm's a newly elected board member as of a month ago, ballpark.
Yeah.
What was the driving force? It sounds like a similar connection and that.
Well, it's my passion for the industry.
Yep.
You know, it's my passion. It's my future, and it's a lot of great people I know's future as well.
Yeah.
So whatever, if I can do a little extra to try and to help every other landscaper, designer in the maintenance, however I can help that, I'd love to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I'd love to have an input however I can.
Big or small?
Big or small. Do you know, I've never been on a board before, but if I can have an input, just like this podcast, didn't have to do it, but if it helps people out there, it's better or good. So
the thing I've found with the podcasting is that it's like all social. It'll get consumed for education or it'll get consumed for entertainment. And obviously, this will either be entertaining or education or
a bit of both.
Yeah, hopefully both. Yeah. But I think that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what is said or what is discussed during the podcast. Someone will listen to it and it will resonate with them, or it won't, and they'll stop listening. And
just one thing.
Yeah, that's right. Like, oh, I didn't realise that. That's cool. Didn't think about that. I think it also helps because a lot of the industry are watching from the sidelines, and they might have a preconceived idea about who you are or who the business is, because you can have this, like, you know, guy come back from Byron, pops up 2 years in,
exactly,
all these staff doing all these nice jobs. Where the fuck did he come from?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's done 15 years of this. He knows what he's doing. He's done the education. He's doing the work.
Got the vision.
Wrote it down. Half the battle.
Somewhere. Yeah.
And then here we are.
Yeah, good point.
So on the board side of things, just no one's ever been on a board until they've been on a board. So at some point you have to take your first step. And I think working in a volunteer position in an industry that you're involved in is a great way to start to give back.
Sure, exactly.
And for anyone listening that is interested, you don't have to become a board member to help with the association. There's obviously the subcommittees and, you know, just there's a bunch of different things you can do.
Yeah.
Did you have, like, and this will probably be something that I'll talk to you more about off camera, but did you have a vision of things that you were like, these are the things that, like, if I was having to lobby for my position, these are the things that I really think that need to be pushed as a priority agenda for the association, or that I would like to see change? Like, have you got that on your mind, and what are they?
Yeah, I think priority would be the education and actually being recognised as a landscaper, and to be a recognised trade.
Yep.
I think that's huge, do you know, because I am very biased when I think we are the best trade. Do you know, the bit of everything, true jack of all trades.
Yep.
And that can go a long way. Do you know, if we are recognised through a program and study, and have an RTO and get certified, that it improves our stand when dealing with clients. Because unfortunately, in the landscaping world, there's a lot of blokes with a ute and a trailer that just like make their way in, you know, and you hear these horror stories. It's like, oh yeah, he said he could do it, and now look, you know. So I think getting proper training and registered for it is important. But on a more personal basis, I'd really like to try and endorse more, you know, natural ways of landscaping and more natural products, and having everyone in the industry a little more aware about, you know, the landfill issues, because it's so easy just to chuck everything in a skip. We're all on time. We're all trying to save money. You know,
saying that to the dude that walked into a podcast 4 minutes late, driving a 6.2 litre V8, carrying a bunch of beer. But yeah, no, I get that.
At least you brought beer. All right.
That's right. That's basically my get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Everywhere is bring some beers. It should be all right.
Yeah.
So
look, my friends call me Shippy. I'm a shit hippie. You know? So it's both worlds.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too far out one side or the other.
I don't think that you could truly affect change on the other side unless you can stand in both camps.
Well said.
Because people won't respect, like you won't. You almost need to be a translator between what's happening and what you think needs to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Bravo.
And like,
and
if you sit too far on that side and you're gluing your hands to cars, you're not going to affect change. You're going to fuck people off. Whereas if you're like, well, hang on a sec, there's another way to do this, and that's about making it better. So you're like, well, I don't think this should happen. All right, what can you do that's better that people will choose?
No, that's it. And it is just, it can be such simple things. Just recycling, just setting up stations on site, teaching the boys the process.
So you like what? Tell me about that. So have you got something like? Have you got a process for splitting things on site and that now? Like
just 3 bins.
Yep.
And
which is what we get taught at school.
Not taught enough apparently.
Yep.
So there's a lot of clients when we use their bins. Sometimes I'm like,
yeah,
this is in the wrong bin.
They're like, just lay the pavers, dickhead.
Back the concrete truck up, man. Go on, Shippy. Yeah, actually,
Shippyscape.
Oh, that will not work.
Shipscapes.
Shipscapes. I'll be on shit Adelaide for sure.
Oh, you'll be Ship Adelaide.
Ship Adelaide. Do not start that.
Piece of ship landscapes. No.
Just sailing away.
We haven't even had a beer yet. We haven't had mushrooms. Full disclosure.
Hey, talk for yourself. No. Not since
what an
it stopped
arsehole.
spawning.
It's like at the like it's at school. Did you bring enough for everyone? Nope. Then put them away.
Good. Hey, yeah. Wouldn't do this alone.
No. He's like, "How's your coffee?" I'm like, "It's in the Matrix."
Hey, that's another thing. Was getting started on the name thing. So I'm being known as Macca whole life, friends, family, everything, whole life. When I started the business, I'm like, had this big thing. I'm like, man, maybe I should get a haircut. Fuck, I'm gonna have to start calling myself Malcolm. You know, because I didn't want to be the Macca, the landscaper. Didn't cut the hair, obviously, but I had a pinnacle moment where I was just like, and it was along the lines of changing names and shit. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I am me. This is me. As soon as I start putting on a salesman face and trying to be someone else, do something I'm not, that people see straight through it. And I had this amazing epiphany where it was just like, accept me, accept the way I talk. Do you know? And because I've had moments where I'm like, fuck, I sound dumb, slur my words, terrible English, rah, rah, rah. And I noticed I stopped engaging with people as much. Then along with this epiphany, it was just like, boom, I accept this, I am this is who
well,
I
if
am.
Not you, then who? Well, who are you going to be?
Fucking
do you know what I mean?
Front.
That's what I mean. And then
I'll create an image like
and
people
you
do on
imagine
Facebook.
How tiresome that would be to maintain.
Oh, and that's where it's just wrong.
And then there's anxiety and stress and
everything.
it's not. And I don't get it much because I don't think anyone really cares. But, you know, if I swore less or did more of that or, you know, was a little bit more politically correct, then what? You get 4 more people might come and buy a sprinkler from me?
Right.
Whatever.
That's what I was thinking, like, because mushrooms were a pinnacle part of my existence. They turned me from an angry teenager, didn't know, to open, accepting, cliche, da-da-da. And I'm like, shit, I wonder if I do it, am I allowed to talk about that on the podcast?
Yeah, because then you go, well, I shouldn't talk about it,
or what's everyone else going to think?
Yeah.
Do you know? But that is a part of life. Yeah. And I'm a well-balanced human that does no harm.
Yeah. Well, that is one of the scary things about the I guess, things that will alter your consciousness or your mind. The ones that are naturally available are illegal, and the ones that aren't are prescribed. But
yeah, I could go down.
We better not go too far.
I'm a big advocate, and they're all becoming legalized.
Zux is like, I can hear you.
They're all becoming legalized.
Yeah, so, and obviously then it's about control. Obviously.
And it's control, it's education, it's time, it's place. It's not right for everyone. You know, don't force it down anyone's throat. Not at all. But yeah, it's been a good part of my journey.
I'm very intrigued. Duffy's like, can you get them in Kangaroo Island?
Yeah, not at this time of year.
Oh, there you go.
Could probably buy them online.
I don't think I've been to Byron Bay.
Hey,
I can't afford it, man. Don't you have to be like Chris Hemsworth to go Byron Bay now?
No. You just go out to the shanties in the hills.
Yeah, and just hang.
It's a good time.
Just be part of the community.
That's right.
Do I have to grow my hair?
No.
No judgment.
No judgment.
Yeah.
No judgment.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you want a beer?
I think it's time.
Duffy, can you please get us a beer? So, just for anyone that's listening to this on a Monday morning, because Duffy's just got back from annual leave and edited it, it is Friday and it's 3 o'clock. So, Malcolm, although we've just talked about mushrooms, so it doesn't really matter. So, what with the staff? Did it grow from like you got to 7 quick? Obviously, it's only been 2 years. Was it in the last year that you've kind of gone from 1 to 7, or?
Yeah. So the last year we went from 3 to 7.
Yep.
In the last year.
And do you think is it the plan to keep growing? I've not had this. This was a recommendation from Joe at the Ed.
On you, Joe.
He said,
thank you.
I said, I need some socially acceptable beer that doesn't taste like shit.
Thank you.
And this is it. So if you're working for Filter...
Is it from here?
I have no idea.
Is it Adelaide?
It's from Australia.
Nah, it's close enough.
It's the same country. Well, hang on. Doesn't say. They're obviously... It's probably from Canberra. They're not proud of it. It legitimately doesn't say. It's probably owned by Woolworths.
Oh gosh.
So
part of it. Yes, it grew quickly, and what a ride it is.
So what do you don't have a yard?
The backyard of my house.
Not uncommon.
Yeah.
Oh, that is all right.
Yeah,
and do you have any machinery? What is the, I guess,
no.
If you need something, you get operators in to do that kind of work?
So yeah, luckily I've got a very close friend, bobcat excavator, truck driver.
Yep.
Reasonable rates, always available.
Sorry, cheers.
So, yeah, cheers.
Are you driving a KR tonight? Are you going to the gym after this?
No, I'm going to go pick up my car.
Where's your car?
Toyota.
Did you come here straight
freshy.
away this morning?
See the van outside?
Oh, is that you?
Fresh.
He's getting it serviced. He's obviously going to go pretend forward driving next week.
Gotcha.
Or get on the class action, mate. Are you going forward driving? Or are you just going to drive on dirt roads in four-wheel drive?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's from England. They don't have dirt roads over there. It's all
Marrickville, New South Wales.
Oh,
New South Wales.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Duffy. It's like having fucking Jamie from Joe Rogan.
How about that?
Just Googling shit for me. Jesus Christ, this is good. Jamie would edit the podcast tonight, though.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
He would make it sound really good.
Do you ever feel that the fact that you design might conflict with the fact that you work with designers?
Don't think so.
No,
because designers work with other landscapers as well.
More like, if I was a designer, would I be more likely to refer the work to a landscaper that's not designing as well? I'm not referencing any conversations I've had. I'm just thinking like some landscapers don't design and some designers don't landscape and some do. Yeah.
Well, of course, I'd hope not. But we are on like we're doing a lot more native sustainable designs as well.
Yep.
So
you're not competing in the same space.
No. Oh, I mean, maybe
a little bit.
there's someone out
Yep.
there, but
Yep.
we are just starting out. And Angus has gone through TAFE and is just eager. So we're just starting out. Things are pretty basic. Still use a few people.
Yeah.
I'll just forward work onto them when it's in their realm.
Yep.
It's a bit more up their alley.
As in, if it's in line with what Desert Flower is going to be in 10 years.
No, not even.
No.
If, someone is just more he's better with slopes,
Yep.
for example.
Yep.
And Oliver Gardens, Dan Davis,
Yep.
he's killing it now as well.
From a design standpoint? Or
From a design standpoint,
Yep.
yeah. But no, I don't think it would be much of a conflict.
I think that says more about you than other people.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't see conflict there is actually the non-judgmental kind of pure vision of the world.
Well, yeah, I don't think so, but I do love those relationships.
Yep.
And hey, if someone came out and said that,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't change what you're doing
No,
to suit other
because
people.
this is I don't even look at it like too much of the business stance. Yeah, we want to be under one umbrella and
Yep.
design, build, maintain, but it's more for my passion,
Yep, to
my
keep
creative
scratch that
outlet,
itch.
and just to be able to have that side of the business, because
Yep.
then there is admin, and there is on site, and there is so many hats to wear.
What does a day in the life of you look like? Like, is it pretty? Do you have a pretty structured way about things, or is it all over the place? What time do you get up?
5:30 alarm, up at 6, Chinese tea, sit on my rug, That sounds so dumb. But,
Like meditate?
Chill,
Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah.
I don't do...
You don't
anything
go
cliche.
transcendental or anything?
Nah. I just breathe, relax,
Yep.
focus.
No TV, no email.
No, we don't have that. Don't have TV, but...
As in, you don't have a TV in your house?
No. Got a piano.
Yep. You just
Partner
watch
plays
that.
piano.
Just stare at the piano.
We need one of those automatic ones. That play the song.
Yeah, it's YouTube.
automatically.
Just watch it. You just Google
Don't-
pianos on YouTube.
Don't have a TV.
Yeah, we got to. That's
buy a
going back to
different.
that blows my mind.
All right.
Have you? How long have you not had a TV for? And was it a conscious thing, or did you never got around to it? You're like, we don't fucking need one.
Just hated TV.
So it's like
The public TV with ads.
Yep.
The ads just did my head in.
Yep.
Didn't want that infiltrating my home.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, hey, we pop up the laptop, watch the Netflix and stuff.
Yeah. So you can still consume. Would you watch
For
sport?
sure. Not much.
No.
Nah.
So if there's a footy game on and you're there,
Oh, love going to footy.
but go live,
Yeah, for sure.
be part of it.
If we're watching it with mates,
Yep.
that's always a good time.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I don't need to know who's winning and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yep.
Um,
Doesn't impact your life at all.
no, not really.
Because that's a massive, like, people, we used to have corporate box
Oh.
tickets at the Adelaide Oval, and people were like, oh, how about, I'm like, I don't even know what round it is, man. Like, the Crows, I said, and this is horrible, but I'm going to say it for context. I'm like, if a plane crashed and they all died, it has no impact on my life. Like, it's horrible,
True.
but it doesn't matter. Like, it matters to their families, but the score doesn't matter. The fact that they can't play the next game doesn't mean anything as far as the
Exactly.
world's concerned. It's just escapism for a lot of people, but
It really is, and
that's going to cause trouble.
and it's tribalism. People want to represent.
Yeah, they
It's
want to
a
be part of that.
tribal
That's my
thing.
tribe. That's my
Fly
tribe.
the banner, march and support.
Yep.
If you start crying over your team losing,
Yeah.
and it impacts your home life,
Yeah,
or
that's a
work
problem.
life.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Right. Yeah, since starting the business, beers reduced, everything. My life has totally changed.
Oh man, I increased my
Totally
beers.
changed. Nah, see, I could not have a hangover day.
Yeah, I'm
because
always hungover.
it is ordered. So
Yeah.
the mornings I would kind of gather the
So
thoughts.
you won't drink on a school night kind of thing. Like
I'll have a few pints. But I'm
the sprinkling of the shrooms.
things have changed since I was younger. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get at
Yeah.
traveling about.
Well, you don't
It's a
bounce
bit
back out of
different.
bed like you used to, I'm guessing. But
And that's a big factor.
So
But,
what,
it is well structured. Got the work with, the Google Business, the Xero,
Yeah.
the calendar. So my calendar is set. The days are set.
Yeah. How far out are you booked? Like for you,
For construction.
or even just for you personally. Like, have you got appointments in 6 months?
No.
Are you kind of a month at a time?
Oh, not even.
Yeah. Pretty
like
transient.
in the third week, it's pretty free.
Yep.
But it's built. I can manage to squeeze it in to get busy, keep busy.
Yeah.
Because it is a juggle. They've got a 8-month-old girl at home, so now it is another.
Congratulations as well. That's cool.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah.
She's the bloody best. So that's the other juggle of like home life, family life, work life, which is good for us at the moment.
How are you going to parent your child without a TV? Like, we just basically used our TV to parent our kids for like their whole life.
I am the TV. When she started smiling, I put on full performances, and you're like, just for a giggle. Just just that giggle. And like, my partner plays saxophone, and we got a guitar in the house and piano. And we just hang about so it's all pretty structured, and I love efficiency. I love to be ordered on time. I was here 10 minutes early talking to Steve.
You were here, a little earlier. And look, on average, we got here 5 minutes early, I think. Yeah.
Well said.
I'm good at turning things around like that. And so then go to site, check on your guys, client consults, like, what are you working better in the morning or at night when you're doing brain work? Like, will you stay up late and design into the wee hours of the morning, or?
Yeah, see, design's more verbal scribbles. Send it back to Angus.
But even that work, would you do that at night, or at night you're done? You're like, I've done my day.
At night I function pretty well. Yep. Yeah, mornings are a slow takeoff, slow build up. But yeah, so we're running like 2.5 sites. Yep. And it fluctuated to freaking 4 during the middle of winter.
It's not nice, is it?
And had subbies out, and it was a wild ride. Yep. But that was a great learning curve to kind of push the limits, feel that pressure, and then bring it back in.
Yep.
So no, the nights I'm good. So basically, I'll put away office days. Be out on the tools probably at the moment. It does fluctuate. Like right now, I think I've already committed to at least 4 days a week up until Christmas.
And you'll lock them in on a calendar now.
Yeah.
And so the guys know that you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they know where I am. Yeah. What I'm doing.
Yeah. Do they see your calendar as well? So they'll know that you're on site with them.
No. We've got a working job sheet though, so that's always updated. Yeah. I think for me, it's definitely want to be working on the business.
Yeah.
Because I do want to make sure. Because I was talking to Marty the other day, and hearing about his.
You want to learn some shit about shit? Jeez. Spend more time talking to that bloke.
Right.
He's forensic when it comes to his numbers. He would be very easily confused for sometimes mostly drunk and smoking darts and like just kind of navigating his life blindly. But that bloke is elite. Oh. Like, and I know I deal with a lot of landscapers, and this will sound like I'm very much pumping him up, but he is another level when it comes to business.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know Tyler's spent some time talking to him as well, Tyler Freeman, true. And he's just like, dude, like just having half an hour and going bang, 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 and Marty going, why don't you just do this? And Tyler's like,
real.
Huh? Yeah.
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 Yeah, Marty made me realise that we're still just small and relatively simple business, and everything is well ordered and functioning really well. But
did he say enjoy this period?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's
for sure. I'm going to need new software, new spreadsheets. I'm going to need fucking update
for $999. I'm sure Marty will sell you his spreadsheets. If you commit to it during the podcast, I'll get it for $7.99.
$7.99? Really?
4 easy payments of $199.99.
I'll talk to the bookkeeper.
Aren't you the bookkeeper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My partner's involved.
That's
Laura
good.
Is a solid rock.
Yeah.
Keeps that all going. behind on the zero and everything. Send all the ATO shit to her.
Yep. Does she have a background in that, or just learn?
Learned off
if you
her
can play
back.
piano, you can use zero.
Oh, she can speak 5 languages. Yeah, she can use zero.
As long as one of them's English, I guess that makes, unless you speak more than 2.
Yeah, we just do hand signals.
She does Auslan, English.
She loves in a good Australian accent.
Yeah. Where's she from?
Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they all speak 5 languages. You're trying to make her sound special.
Yeah, she is special. What are you trying to say?
Oh, God. This is the no judgment, no fighting. Byron's about to hit me. And did you meet in Adelaide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long ago?
Well, you came back here for a wedding, started a business.
Oh, geez,
Obviously,
yeah.
broke up with that partner and then found a new partner.
Yeah, fun story. They were both at Christmas at my dad's house.
Your current partner and your former partner?
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. It's hard to say on camera. People wouldn't get it. My dad didn't get it.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. You invited both of them to your house?
Well, the ex was already the ex.
Yeah.
She's from New Zealand.
So you're still friends?
Yeah, we were friends. I was being the nice guy. She's like, I've got nowhere to go. I'm like, come. But
yeah, apparently
there's a Belgian backpacker coming. You'll get along.
Your Belgian backpacker's not a dude. Oh.
Yeah, I missed that.
Okay.
Word.
Well, no judgment. Boy or girl, they're welcome.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so what, were you dating at the time?
No.
You're just out there.
Out.
So you're the guy that just picks up strays and just like, come, mum, dad, found her. She's coming to Christmas.
My dad has had many backpackers over for Christmas.
Where do you meet these backpackers? And don't say backpackers.
No.
Like pubs?
Running Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So through my 20s, we just rent out a room, couch space sometimes. It was a big old shared house. So.
And so just heaps of different people.
Yeah. And we love it because who I was living with, we all travelled before, so you get these fresh stories, new people, people cooking, happy to
different
be
cuisines.
There. Yeah, it's good, it's fresh.
Yeah.
So me and Laura are looking to have travellers come stay with us.
Just for that, to keep feeding that connection.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Yeah, my wife's uncle did that. He had a place here. Didn't need the money. It wasn't about money, but he had people stay with him, and he loved it. Like they had I think a 3-bedroom apartment near Guja Street.
Hey.
So people would stay, and he'd be like, "You want to go have dinner?" And they'd go have Chinese and just talk shit. And
You
meet someone new lifelong friends
again.
Yeah, that's and you're funny. You're funnier once again. The 3 stories that you've got, you're like, boy, do I have a story for you. And then your partner's like, it's not funny. Stop it.
Again.
The best bit's when they laugh and your partner looks at you and you're like, see, I am funny.
That's right.
Shut up.
It was a good time.
You're the only one that didn't enjoy it. So you met, had Christmas together and then...
hit it off. Magic sparked.
Magic sparks.
Yeah, it was definitely that magical one.
Yeah.
I gave up on the fairy tale.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Gave up on it.
What was the fairy tale?
Oh, you'll meet the one.
Yeah.
The perfect person will come along and you'll live happily ever after and you'll know and la la la.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, gave up on it.
And then what? Found that person?
And then the fairy tale was true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was wrong.
I think it's a case that you can't be actively looking.
Love
you have to be open to finding.
It just comes. Yeah. But I wasn't actively looking for a long time. I was just cruising.
Yeah, happens when it's meant to.
It does. As cliche as it sounds, it really is so true.
And so did you meet during COVID? How long have you been together?
Yeah, just the start of it.
Like at the same time that the business started?
Yeah, so when DFL started, I just come back from Byron, started at my mum's house, moved to my mate's study, sleeping on the floor.
Shed.
Just
Studies what they call them in the east.
What do you mean?
Like in the north, it's called a shed.
A shed?
Yeah, no, I'm saying you said study. I'm just saying it depends what suburb you're in.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah. Sake it.
So, and then what? Met Laura.
Yeah.
And then went, hey, just a heads up, I'm living in a study. Just started a new business.
My swag mattress on the ground. Had a desk.
She's like, this is the best.
Laptop.
It's so free.
It was free living.
Yeah.
And now things are good.
Yeah.
Up in Urada, Hills Life.
Got a baby.
Got the little Mishka.
The best. What's your daughter's name?
Mishka.
Mishka.
Oh,
it's sick, man. It's funny when I when Celeste was pregnant, I didn't want a girl. No, it's not that I didn't want a girl. I just wanted to have a boy.
Yeah.
And it seems very like archaic and regal to look back on it now and be like, I want my boy. But my connection with my daughter is like a whole different thing, and it's like it's the best. And 8 months is kind of like, oh yeah. 18 months is amazing, and then 3 to 6 is just the best time ever. And then they, you know, I got a 9-year-old who's just kind of like he still loves us, but he's got his own shit going on. He's just, you know, and I can imagine 12. I've been told 12 to 15 is just like leave me the fuck alone. And then kind of the girl, like as an adult, they'll always be there, whereas your boys, they go do their own thing. So yeah, you got some wicked stuff to look forward to like that. Yeah, they kind of don't do it. I mean, you love her, but she's probably not doing much. She's just existing.
Oh, the smiles.
Yeah.
The smiles, the chatter.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
It'll be interesting having her grow up without TV as well. Like that, I'm assuming that won't change.
Nah.
So she'll have a more... She'll probably have less anxiety and less stress and less depression and less trouble at school than...
I mean, that's our guess. Yeah,
I don't think it's an unhealthy assumption.
Hey, but we're definitely not going to force it upon her.
No, she can go. If she goes to a friend's house, you're allowed to watch TV while you're there. Like it's all good. Yeah.
And honestly, like, you know, if she's at school and they're all watching this show and she feels
you'll try and help her find it. Yep.
Yeah, we'll put it on the laptop and she can watch that one.
Yep, you watch that, but you're not eating today.
Yeah, that's a whole nother world. The social media with the kids, because for me, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know the power of it. So I feel just obliged to.
What platforms do you use?
Instagram mainly. Facebook is there
as a share due to Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah. So everything gets uploaded. Instagram goes straight there. The website gets a lot of good feedback, which is good. There's a lot more we need to do now that I say that. But no, the power of Instagram is big. But I was pretty lucky. I actually, it's a big secret. It's a big marketing secret. Most of my cold calls are all coming out of like my targeted area, I guess, all out of Burnside. Yep. Just due to some no SEOs, no paid ads, nothing, but just I'm a community man, and I've got to say it. So I just put my address, to my dad's place in Burnside. Yep. So businesses there, everything is linked to that address. Yep. So every cold call is just like, hi, I'm in Beaumont. Yep. Looking for.
I notice you're in the area.
Yeah.
Yes, I am, sir, ma'am.
Ma'am, sir.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
That's not. That is definitely a valuable hack, but it's definitely not. I'd say I'm guessing people know that, but hey.
Don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah.
It's going to be awkward. Burnside's fucked now.
Yeah, that's my turf.
Get off my turf.
That's my hood.
Well, it's not. It's your dad's hood, but it's all good.
They got those banners on the street.
We did that. Where do we have we had a PO box. We had a PO box in a good area. We used that for the address when we first started because we wanted to work in Medindi. I think we had a St. Peter's PO box. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
This is
so it is now.
Back when I started business, you had to have an A at the start so people could find it in the yellow pages.
That's right, yeah. A1 construction.
Yeah, triple A landscaping. I've got a vision. We're going to be the first person people calls.
A.
Well, I'm Clint Adams, so I'd just be Adams Landscaping. I'll be like the fourth person people call.
That's not good enough. You should be number one.
I know. So what's the plan moving forward? You've talked briefly about... the vision to do education and stuff. I mean, if you had a magic wand and you could shortcut what you want to achieve and like in a month from now it's happening, what does life look like?
Oh, yeah, that's big. Definitely owning some acreage up in the hills.
How much land are you on now?
We're still on an
residential,
acre. Yeah.
Still, acre's good.
Beautiful cottage, 1880s, nice. Renting,
but
we'll be buying some land and just creating a bit more of a sustainable space. So I'd love to be kind of growing that production and having clients up.
Plant and animals?
Plant and animals, yeah.
And solar and rainwater tanks, like be pretty much off the grid.
Pretty much off the grid,
Yep.
yes. And that's more for our kind of personal way, but also to fully landscape it to the vision of DFL.
Yeah.
And have clients come up, walk through there, and say, "This is
So you could
this
have
is our vibe."
You could have a slice of that heaven, or you could have a slice of that heaven, or we can integrate that with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, almost like a selection centre
Absolutely.
from nature.
Yes. So yeah, the
Nature's selection.
nature
Centre.
selection. That's a good one. Go
Just-
patent that. Can I patent that?
I think Nature Selection is actually a brand of peanuts.
Cereal.
Yeah,
It's definitely not.
but it
natural
wouldn't be the
selection.
first time I've gone to court over a trademark infringement
Oh,
with,
that's right.
with a large company. So
Yeah, well done.
it's not long now. One more day.
That's all settled, though.
We won our case in the trademark courts of Australia at the level that it was at, and they had till the 31st of October to appeal, until the 5th of November to notify me of an appeal, which is tomorrow. So I'm guessing Monday. If I don't get a letter saying we've lodged an appeal, then we've won. If we do have an appeal, this podcast probably won't go out till after that, so we'll know. It'll be in the cliff notes or the footnotes or the Duffy notes. Or what time do you have to pick up your car?
Yeah.
Or 5:30.
Okay.
How long are we here for?
10 to 30 minutes.
Oh,
Do you have somewhere to be?
not really. I was going to say the pub. I thought that won't come out good. Then I just sounded weird.
Happy hour at home.
Yeah.
I got to get my kids to baseball for 5 or something. So anyway,
That's right.
good.
Happy place. Within the vision, there's like an app.
How many acres?
Oh, as many as we can afford, really. Big, because we'd like to have a bit of natural woodland to
Like
preserve.
60 to 80.
Sure, we could get away with less.
Yeah, 40, 20.
Because
20 is still pretty big.
It would be less because
Yeah.
we'd
'Cause of where you want it to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
around Uradler, around
Yeah.
that Piccadilly Valley.
Yeah.
And yeah, have that seasonal garden. End up getting a restaurant up there. More backpackers through.
On the land or up near there, yeah.
On the land.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd go putting in I've looked at the zoning up there.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'd look at that before I buy. We looked
Yeah,
at buying a place up there and having a wedding function centre on the same block. The challenge you'd need is you can't, in Adelaide Hills Council, you can't add another dwelling to an existing block of land. So you want to try and buy blocks where they've got like stables already on them and then convert them.
Okay. Yeah,
From
cool,
my
cool.
experience, do your own research.
Oh,
but-
for sure. And this is a little way off,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, have more travellers through.
Yeah.
Have that, create that community.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Have a restaurant, excess veggies, stuff gets processed.
Yeah, and you're doing pecan pies and just that's in the
Singing-
restaurant because there was peach left over, and because the thing is,
preserving.
if you buy
things,
up there,
fermenting.
you'll very likely get a lot of fruit on the land already, like because a lot of those properties have got existing.
and we can barter and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for the family room. But this
And an
space, yeah. Yeah. So that's just tying everything in really with just creating profiles with clients, having everything linked to it, designs updated, the maintenance plans processed, and just having space where we can offer existing clients, new clients, and members to offer them, products we sell, products we endorse, whatnot. Because I'm already endorsing sub pods. I've nearly over the line with becoming an ambassador for flow hives. So just to get more of them out there, because it's just that little thing you can put in someone's space is a good impact to the environment around. So things like that, and I business runs through me, so I do want to be more of a diverse company. Don't want to just rely on these building quotes coming through. So yeah, definitely want to diversify and build that structure. Really need to talk to Marty. Jesus. I think those structures.
Good luck, man. I ring Marty to try and talk to him about shit, and then we get called back 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
He's a very busy man. He's actively running his business, and to take the vice presidency of the MLSA on board as well. Just, I mean, they say if you want something done, ask a busy person to do it, but
And that is a good inspiration. I watch a whole bunch of your videos, and like I said before, I think I'm busy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's mental.
And you know what's funny? I don't think I'm working that hard. I think I'm like cruising at the moment.
But because you'd have your systems. They're
ultimately, I've got a lot of really, really talented people that know what they need to do, and I don't get involved too much. I mean, even with your stuff, if I need something, I'll be like, oh yeah, I need this now. But there was a period that probably ended a week ago where I didn't ask him to do anything for a month.
Yeah.
And he just knows what he has to do and post this, edit that.
It was a good month for me.
Duffy's like, I did fucking nothing.
Still got paid.
Got those AUDs. He's like, it converts to fuck all. I can basically have a small apartment in the middle of the country in England. But, it's all good. It's all good. Sending money home.
You can ask Jonesy, I did lost.
Look, I am very lucky that I can delegate work to people and genuinely not care about the result. I think that a lot of people get so caught up in it being exactly how they wanted it to be. Yeah. And because I don't, I'm very, very serious about customer service and very, very serious about delivering what we say we're going to deliver. But I don't get hyper caught up about lots of weird stuff that a lot of people might get caught up about. I would be less concerned about someone stealing money from the till than forgetting to ring a customer back, because the if I found out that someone that we've chased to become part of our community got let down, that bothers me more than the money getting stolen out of the till, which is it's a shitty example, but it's really weird. So it's very easy for me to go, they know what they're doing. I don't like railways. I went there today. I haven't been there for a whole month. I was there for 4 hours. We had breakfast, had lunch with 2 new staff, because I do that. Every new staff member, I have lunch with them in their first week just to try and connect and make sure that they know who I am and that they can call me and whatever else.
Excellent.
And then I'm back here. And then I won't hear from them. And then maybe they feel a bit left out or whatever. But if I'm going to have 40 stores across the country, I can't go down there and go, hey, there's no sign on the back of this truck. What happened? Why? There's someone else worrying about that.
But you'd have protocol in the structure.
It's not perfect.
To it and say there is no sign. We've got to get a sign up. Order the sign.
The stuff that matters, they just deal with. And then there's some really weird micro shit. I bought a truck for, I don't know, it's not $250,000, but that kind of money.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. I didn't touch it. I didn't sit in it. I didn't drive it. I've never driven it. I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about it. But if you guys try and change the fucking milk that we make our coffees out of, I'll fire someone, because they found one for 40 cents cheaper. It's super weird, because
it's alright.
It's the stuff that matters to me. That's right. I know what the coffee's amazing.
Yeah.
So don't fuck with it.
Exactly.
I don't know how to buy a truck.
I
know how to sign the paper.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to negotiate an interest rate. But I don't know what truck we needed, and
Because you hear, unfortunately or fortunately, each to their own. I've definitely heard a lot of stories from other landscapers Anthony Heine, and that's something I never wanted to do.
He's a very aggressive, hands-on example of business. And I think that if you don't trust your staff, you probably shouldn't have them. If you don't have it in you to have trust with your staff, it will really hurt you emotionally long term to have to watch them full time.
Yeah.
It's just too taxing, man.
So, but see, that's where I see, right? So I think my leading hands, they aren't perfect, right? But my role now is more of a manager. So I will manage them. I know their qualities. I can place them right. I can word things a certain way to really customize to them to do the best job possible. But there's a lot of people that say, get rid of them, get them out of here.
Because they've done a 7.2 out of 10 this week instead of an 8.6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But and a lot of the time, it can be me guiding, pushing, reminding, job sheet, updating, send me photos. Oh, this is that. It's just more management for me. Until you find that gem and they're just all over it, Macca, chill out, go home.
Anything that's happening in your business is your fault, right? Good or bad.
For sure.
So if they if they've delivered a 7.2 out of 10 this week, there's a good chance it's because you haven't communicated with them what you want them to do, or you've hired the wrong person, or you haven't trained them properly. It all comes back to you. And so getting angry at them is a waste of energy.
Oh, absolutely.
And yelling at them, it's like yelling at a kid, man. It's not going to change. They're just going to be, you know what they're going to do? Not get caught next time. They're going to get better at hiding it.
Well
they're not going to get better at doing it.
Yeah. Nah, you can't go around that way. Not at all. And my patience is definitely growing. Definitely.
You seem like a pretty patient man. So we get the 20 acres wooded forests restaurants up and running, Michelin star chef that's moved in from
that's personal
Europe.
Life. That's personal life. No, don't do that, mate. That's personal life, but business life, yeah. Just integrating different platforms, like I said, just seamlessly.
So almost aggregating the locally available like products that benefit the earth and trying to give them a place or give them a voice.
Give them a voice.
And
local artists.
And show people how to use them.
Yes. And even local artists. If I can, reach out to numerous artists and have them on the platform, have them display their work, whatever it is, steelwork, woodwork, painting.
Yeah.
And then a client can access and flick through and say,
and they can buy that one for their place.
I like that style.
Yeah.
And they just go directly to them, commission it.
It's funny,
get it in.
I had this idea of having an art website to sell local artists' work for a very small commission because I was getting pissed off about like the art. This is like 10 years ago. Like a friend of mine was in art and I was like, why can't you just sell that? I'd buy that. Like, where are we supposed to sell it? I'm like, no, there's no website for that. And they're like, nah. I'm like, or you sell it here and you put it in a gallery and they take all this money.
Huge.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't it be easier just to have eBay's probably the answer, but look, a website where you can go, imagine searching by style and provenance and like
categories.
Yeah, and going, I'm looking for a South Australian artist that works in, oils, that does abstract, and then boom, there's your 6 paintings.
Bam.
$2,000, done, bang. Website takes 10%. Artist gets all their money delivered.
And that's
surely that exists.
It's got to on some level. But what
I'm not spending another $200,000 on an app.
Jesus Christ! All right, my app might take a little longer then.
Well, I've got an app sitting on a server somewhere that's $170,000 old, and it doesn't do everything that it needs to do yet. So that's my landscape supplies delivery app.
Was that for railways or
it's for Earth?
There we go.
Like
Artfinder.com.
Artfinder.com. There you go.
Thanks, Jamie. Was that for clean fill? Or?
Nah, it's for landscape supplies. It's called Dirt Cart. It would be called Uber Dirt if I wasn't already in one trademark dispute.
Fair enough.
If I'd won my trademark dispute that I was dealing with, then I probably would have had the money to, roll the dice on Uber Dirt. But my lawyer advised me that Uber are trying to trademark the word Uber as much as they haven't successfully got the whole word. It's probably not worth going to war with a multi-billion-dollar. So I was like, all right, cool, we'll call it Dirt Cart. How's that? And they're like, you got it.
Sounds good.
So the idea is that you'd be able to go on the app, say, look for what you want, and then have all the yards that have it available sell it to you, and then you could have third-party trucks deliver it to your site. So you could have, like, if you had a truck and you would acquire it or whatever, or you had a mate who's like, I need some cash, you're like, you use my truck. They register as a driver on Dirt Cart, and then they could drive to Garden Grove or Newton's or railways, pick up the sand and take it to you, and then they get a cut of the delivery, and then the yard don't have to own their own trucks, and it just kind of becomes a marketplace and a delivery service to make it more efficient. You might even find that drivers aren't driving as far, so from a global resource standpoint, the trucks aren't moving as, you're not driving all the way from Gawler to take sand to Ranella and then driving back because there's already trucks in the area. Anyway, it's not about me. So
it's a big project.
Is there anything you're working on at the moment that you want to plug? I've got not too many more. Well, I got no more questions. I didn't have any questions, but
well, get those sub pods in the backyard.
Sub pods.
So
talk to me. So this is something that are you selling these?
You can use.
Or you got a discount code?
Yeah, DFL discount.
DFL
discount. So you plug that in at the end, 10% off.
Yep, and that's for a sub pod.
For a sub pod, they've got big, small
what's a sub pod?
packages. So essentially, it's like
I'm thinking of like a submarine and a coffee pod. That's what came into my mind.
Well, if you put those two together, Clint,
Yeah.
got the sub pod.
Yeah.
No,
A submarine and a coffee pod. An
So-
underwater coffee pod.
it's worm composting.
Yep.
So it's
How
subterranean.
big are we talking? Oh, so you dig it in?
You dig it in.
Yep.
So you've got the lid at top. It's really well done. Open up. Instructions on what worms eat, what
Yep.
they don't eat.
Yep.
You add it through.
No citrus, no onion, that kind of thing.
You know it.
Yep.
And
We've
just
got a worm farm.
Not a sub pod though.
We can't afford sub pods, man.
Ah, should have got you. Wish I knew this.
Yeah, my daughter Lucy loves worms. She's got a worm farm.
Awesome.
Loves it.
Yeah, great.
So they.
There's such a beneficial.
But it sits
part.
above ground, so it's in my hedge, which means my hedge kind of goes.
Ah.
So it sounds like you've got my solution.
Yeah, it's happening. DFL discount.
Yep.
So it's just one of those little things that I saw it as a good thing.
So
for
you'll try and put them in a
space.
garden, and then what? They take the worms and put them around, or the worms just go and do their own thing.
Worms do just come,
Yep.
but you can go and buy a handful, get it started.
Tell me if this is true. I think Marty told me this. Worms will only breed to the available food source.
Poor. Couldn't tell you.
Marty told me that. I told you he's a genius, man.
Heck yeah.
So I said, we got so many worms. He's like, stop feeding them. Like, they'll breed to suit the available food.
Yeah, right. And I know a composting worm can eat its own weight every day.
I'm a composting worm.
It's the rubbish bin.
So do you take the worms out, or do they get away? Like, are they stuck in the pod?
Porous.
Yeah.
Porous
So it's just
in
a
there.
lid, so they'll just keep disappearing,
So
and you just
if-
keep putting your food scraps in there.
And if food scraps die down,
Yeah.
they just exit
Yeah.
and go through the soil, eat other organic
That's
matter.
what you want.
And it's aerating, they're spreading their castings, which is arguably the best fertilizer around.
After
So,
lawnhub.com.
new product, worm castings.
Yeah, I'll just get a bucket of worms. And then, oh god, that would have some bad connotation. And you talked about were you talking about honey, about beehives before?
Yeah, so
Flow hives?
Flow hive. It's
Is that the one that kind of
it was
has the honey comes out?
with a tap.
Yep.
So it was a startup company, and it's just the technology makes it very easy for homeowners, landscapers to use. But I've gone through a bit of a process with them because they to become an ambassador and distribute the Flow Hive, you have to be a beekeeper. So I've signed up to the society.
Course.
Starting the beginner's course.
Yep.
But they basically said, like, look, if you know someone,
You probably don't want to say this.
no, but this is because they want them to be maintained.
I
'cause
was about to say,
it's a big deal.
I love that they're like, we're not handing this out.
Yeah,
You want it?
yeah,
You need to be a beekeeper.
absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But so that's where I've joined the society.
Yeah.
Go to the Burnside Hall. So I want to start up eager beekeepers to be the maintenance.
Eager beavers.
Clint, stop it.
Have you met Lachlan Jeffries?
No.
You need to go have lunch with Lachlan Jeffries.
All right.
You and him will become like spirit animals.
My spirit animal might clash with his.
No, man. You guys. So I think he's got hives in his house, or not in his house, but
Yeah,
at his
yeah.
house. So he's obviously 4th or 5th generation family of the Jeffries group, who are in recycling, and
Fun.
he's spending a lot of his time now, like in his productive garden. He's got bees. Like I don't know, like, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. It feels like he's really just kind of like, as a human beings, you continue to kind of elevate past things, and so, and I can't explain this properly, but I did some work with a lady the other day, and she's like, you got level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and level 5 is quite entrepreneurial. Level 6 is a lot of what you're talking about, like moving into making the world a better place, using some of your skills, and then level 7 is quite spiritual, and you pretty much become a monk or thereabouts. It feels like he's moved from level 5 to level 6, and that he's now got the time available to spend time on doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And obviously the business itself is the circular economy of their business is kind of set up now.
Oh.
They're bringing in stuff, recycling it, selling it. And brilliant. I think you and him would get along really well. So I'll try and hook up maybe a lunch.
I'd love that.
And you can talk about bees and
we'll talk about honey and
changing the world by recycling and
mushrooms.
Maybe not. Save mushrooms for the second date, I think. But
there's
all right, so we'll post those discount codes in the chat. We probably should let Duffy get out of here. We'll have another beer and he can get out of here.
Let's do it.
Thank you very much for taking the time. I really look forward to working with you to affect some change in the landscape industry. So obviously if you're interested in any of that, you can contact either of us or any of the board members that are on the Master Landscapers website.
That's a good point. I raise my hand. Contact me if you have anything you want to express about the industry, the association, how things can be done better. Because we've got our input. We'd like to have more input.
I did a video on it the other day, but I don't think it's out yet. But it talked a little bit about the industry it's an association of members, and the board represent the members. So without knowing what the members want, it becomes a dictatorship, not a democracy. And so we need members to talk to us about what they think could be done differently, and then obviously we can work together to make that change. So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a long time between podcasts, and I promise the gaps are going to get shorter. Obviously, it's going to be at least another week now because Duffy's going on some kind of caravan camping weekend.
Spiritual retreat.
Spiritual weekend, yeah. You know what's so funny? Lisa left today and she's like, I said, I'll see you Monday. She's like, no, I'll see you Tuesday. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm not here Monday. Right? This is my system. No idea. I probably approved it. He's like, I had no idea that he's not at work on Monday. Right? Now, I'm probably approved it. It's in the calendar. This is how detached I am. And now I'm like, we've got shirts that need to get sent, like the designs need to get sent. I've got all this shit that I'm thinking, oh fuck now. Like if I knew that, he would have had a horrible afternoon if I knew that 4 hours ago. So there was no, hey bro, don't forget, I'm off next week because I'm like, finish this. So anyway, thank you for tuning in.
Done.
Talk to you next time.
Brilliant.